All right, let's begin the headline review now of papers across Nigeria. We have with us a regular Dr. John, Leadership and Communication Strategist in the House. Dr. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
Nice to see
Good
you.
morning, guys. It's good to see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's begin with the Punch newspaper. INEC declares APC Oyetola winner of Osun governorship election. It has multiple riders here, obviously. PDP rejects poll results, says it's a black day for Nigeria. An election not free, fair or credible. CDD saying that a rerun is a show of shame. CUPP is saying that I'll retrieve my stolen mandate at the tribunal. Adeleke. Really interesting yesterday,
really,
one way or the other.
Yeah, and like I said on Monday, I was here, and I said that I advise the PDP to go to court if they are not satisfied, even with the first election. But at this instance now, the reason why they called the court actually the last hope of
The common man
is because they anticipate failure from all other hopes. You understand? So if one section, if you think that INEC has failed, then you go to court, and I think that's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. The
Well,
right thing to do.
There's nothing really much to say about
Buhari's,
this.
Buhari's COS meets labor leaders. A strike paralyzes government business activities in Ondo, Kwara, others. Fuel supply threatened as oil workers join action. And strike may delay civil servants' September salaries. AGF is saying that.
The exact reason why the workers are going on strike, and government is saying, look, this strike, or if you guys are not careful, it's going to affect September salaries.
Exactly.
You-
So
you
that's a subtle way of saying.
I didn't get to pay
No work,
attention
no
to
pay.
that until somebody raised it and said, why are they going on strike? And I said, they can go on strike. He said, no, let them wait till mid-October so that we have a salary. It was I started thinking about it that really, because either we like it or not, an average civil servant cannot survive a month without salary. Those people that you think are surviving are actually surviving on loans here and there. Likewise, many of us that are working, I doubt whether I can actually work for 2 months without salary. Everything around me will collapse. That's the truth. So it underscores the need for us to actually know exactly what to fight for, apart from more salary, in all honesty. If, I don't know whether our inflation rate is about 12.something% now as we speak, if we get more money, there's a possibility, this is my personal fear, that our inflation rate may actually go as high as 20%. It's a major fear on my own part. So we should also think about some of the states that have not paid salary. It's a constitutional matter. There's nothing anybody will do about it. After 5 years, you must review the pay.
Yes.
But how are we going to review it to the point that everyone that is supposed to earn a living at the end of the day will earn a living? Because it's not about much more money.
Dr. John, unfortunately, payment of salaries has become a campaign issue.
It has.
Which really is something that, we should really, is something that, we should really have taken for granted, that salaries would be paid by anybody. It doesn't matter which government is working.
That is why when they were campaigning for Osun State election, I said for me that the man that, if I had the opportunity to vote, the man that will get my vote would be a man who understands the figures. The problem we have is that, though there are many of them who understand the figure, who still will manipulate the figure, but again, if we get to a point in Nigeria where payment of salary is a campaign promise, then something is wrong with
Something is basically
our
wrong.
management of resources.
Something
Yes,
is basically
indeed.
wrong. All right, let's just run through the others here. Flooding kills 199 and displaces 176,000. That's NEMA is reading out all of that there, the numbers there. Hoodlums attack party secretariat, shoot policeman in Bayelsa. And U.S. bodies predict electoral violence in Lagos, Rivers, Kano, and others. And Abuja, 4 states at tremor hotspots. That's Nasdra is saying that.
Okay, moving on to the nation. Osun Oyetola wins. PDP kicks. Why they are crying foul by APC. And U.S. envoy says the process was actually credible. Though you have other observers who have said that this really has not met the global standards of electoral
I think
process.
the thing that happened yesterday was in Oshogbo. In Oshogbo, you can actually say that the election was credible, fair, and in Oshogbo. And I think the United States person actually monitored from there. So she may not be wrong, depending on the area that
the U.S. Consul General, John Bray.
So now talking about Oyetola, I love the way they put the headline, Oyetola wins. But at the end of the day, the question I keep asking myself is that victory for anyone should translate to victory
for the people.
For the people.
All right, let's leave it there because we're still going to explore all the issues around the Osun rerun. APC bars Shitu over NYSC certificate. Al-Hassan also out. That's Mama Taraba. Yes, they're not going to be getting the ticket.
Yes. Why we understand that of the minister, that's whether IPC actually gave reason why they actually prevented Mama Taraba from actually participating.
Are you sure it's not unconnected with her earlier stance way back when? Long time ago,
you know,
when
honestly,
she made that
that's
statement,
what I'm thinking.
When she made that statement,
That's what I'm thinking.
okay.
That okay, now because
about not
everybody
supporting
said
It seems like it's a payback time now.
That's what I'm thinking, because they didn't come out to give any. This is a woman that has contested under the platform of the party. So whatever you want to use to disqualify her now means that you didn't do your homework very well when you actually passed her.
Well, maybe the APC is simply saying she has not performed as Minister for Women Affairs.
Unfortunately for her, she may not be able to run out of APC now, because even her boss that she may want to go and meet is not finding it funny in PDP.
You're talking about Atiku,
I'm
right?
talking about Atiku, because you can hear the Rivers State governor is actually boasting that if you dare, PDP, if you dare take the convention away from Port Harcourt, Rivers State will surprise you. I love that guy.
Okay, strike goes on as labor leaders consult. Of course, like Mike read in the other paper there in the Punch, fuel...
Oil workers.
Yes, fuel supply may be threatened by this strike. It's day 2, right?
Yes, it's day 2. You know, I never knew, in all honesty, I never knew that the labor union will have that kind of influence to the point that many banks will not open.
Yeah, and now they're threatening to shut down the airport.
Yes,
the international airport.
That's going to be massive. And I think it's going to, if we allow that to happen, it will resort to national emergency. So whatever the government has to do, they need to do it as quickly as possible.
So in this case, we'll say they know how to hold the government.
Of course, that has been
where it hurts the most.
Where it hurts the most?
Since about 1419 or thereabout, when the first strike was embarked on in the UK. That has been the only language that government seems to understand, that if workers do not go on strike, they will not get to do the bidding of workers.
Yeah.
It's quite unfortunate.
Okay, 19 companies bid for AFAM and Yola Discos. FIBA, WWC, the Tigers to face USA today. They've been giving a good account of themselves, actually.
They've been winning and
female
winning and winning, which is good.
Yeah, good one. All right, that's it really from the Nation.
Okay, let's move to the Daily Sun now. Daily Sun, Osun governorship election, Oyetola coasts home to victory. Adeleke PDP candidate goes to court as violence, intimidation, trail rerun poll. Okay, won't dwell on that so much. We'll be talking about it next. Imo Guba, Ihedioha, Anyang will team up in PDP. All right, in 2019, APC disqualifies 2 Buhari's ministers, Shitu Al-Hassan, 5 others, and clears others here, Tony Abe Ekere, Oga and Utomi. Okay? And Kalu, jubilation in Abia, Kano, Lagos, has quoted John's case indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
If this headline is anything to go by, I wonder...
What is the jubilation
What's the
about?
jubilation for?
No,
He's been let off the hook.
I actually
It's on an adjournment.
Mike, I actually wonder why you are wondering.
Indefinite adjournment.
I wonder why you are wondering. that happens a lot in politics, you understand, because they may actually be saying their leader, because either we like it or not, he still enjoys good followership from across the country. He has big pocket, very deep one that can actually contain a lot of money. So he has a lot of followership. You get what I'm saying? So because the essence of politicking in Nigeria is to get favor. If at the end of the day, maybe the followers are actually thinking that their master's politicking has finally paid off, who knows?
Well,
okay.
In favor of the majority or in favor of a few? That is the question. All right.
But they're still Nigerians, so.
Oh, well.
All right, federal government invites NLC as strike continues. Full partial compliance in states as industrial action enters day 2. All right. Now, if they succeed with the airport and succeed with oil and all of that oil work and so on, then it means government will be forced to implement 1 or 2 things. So we might see an end to the strike soon.
Reactive leadership is the problem in Africa. It's not there. We don't have any other thing. You know, it's like in the process of change creation in leadership, you understand, there's nothing wrong if you plug into an existing change process. If you cannot create a change, if you plug into it, but you have to plug into it very strategically. Not that you just laid back until you see rain and you start digging the rain line, the drain line. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. That's the problem. They gave an ultimatum that between so and so thing, if this did not happen, we're going to go on strike. And we're celebrating as if we were in Christmas. Everybody was doing business as usual. The government people were flying all around town as if these people are not going to embark on strike. Now, they've begun the strike. I've not laid my hand. I've been trying to get it since yesterday. I've not laid my hand. As at 4 p.m. yesterday, I've not laid my hand on the amount of money we lost as a nation due to the strike. Yes. And we are going all the way to 7 days. Now it is now that the federal government is waking up and they say they want to resume talks.
Doctor, I was discussing with someone yesterday and he said it's bad enough that Nigeria's economy is not a 24-hour economy. An economy that shuts down can never really wake up. And then you have this strike thrown into the mix. Yeah. So it's a recipe for real. From the and there's a threat that Nigeria may fall back into recession.
Yes. If you study the percentage of what's it called from MBS, the street hawkers, the value,
the National Bureau of Statistics.
Yes, the value they add to the economy, you will be amazed. One certain very high percentage. And that's as a result of the fact that these guys take their market deep into the night. It is not a 12 hours economy on the street. At least they've extended it a little bit. When you get there by 6 o'clock, you've already seen them. So it is bad enough that we shut down our economy after 12 or 13 or 14 hours. Now when we now have to shut down for 24 hours because people are going on strike,
it's a disaster.
It's a disaster.
Okay, what else do we have there? Okay, moving on to the Vanguard. Lagos APC primaries. Ambode flexes muscles. He's saying, I am not giving up. I'm going to test my popularity.
It's not a matter
I am ready. I am ready. He said, I'm ready for the primaries. Let's go there.
There was a funny picture I took this word as I was coming. You know, up to about 11 p.m. when I retired home yesterday, I still didn't get to see his posters along the way. So this early morning as I was coming out, I saw his posters. I was like, what happened between 11 p.m. and now? Unfortunately, one of the person that actually posted the poster, instead of putting it like this, now turned it upside down.
Oh, that is so unkind.
But as a sitting governor, I do not expect him to just say, oh, I am not going to test my popularity. It's not as bad as we think. It's not as bad as we think.
I think I agree with you.
He enjoys followership. And this is the beauty of democracy. The beauty of democracy is not for somebody to go and hide his face and be crying.
Yeah, what the APC is saying, look, we're throwing it out there. Let them all go to the primaries because we don't want anybody to accuse us of, what's that word again?
Manipulation.
Imposition.
Of imposition.
Yes.
Thank you. Of imposing anybody.
Yeah, so I do not expect somebody to now fold his hand and say, no, come Saturday, let him also go out there. Let him test his popularity.
Okay.
If at the end of the day, he couldn't get the ticket, then it's going to be a plus for democracy that a sitting governor did not get the ticket if at the end of the day everything would be to the benefit of the masses.
Absolutely, and that's the point. Frozen Benue bank accounts, court summons EFCC and 2 banks. Of course, the Vanguard has not failed to report on the Oyetola victory in Osun. Covenant University, Unibadan, UNN, ranked among world's best varsities. Wow.
What best varsity?
Piece of good news there.
Yes, it is. But again, if you look at the global ranking, then it doesn't mean that we have actually escaped to the, what's it called? The 900th zone. We are still 1,000, but in some specific areas, there's no doubt about the fact that we are doing well in some specific areas. But when it comes to general ranking
Overall.
and rating overall ranking, we are still far
Well,
above 1,000.
Covenant University is
it's-
about 601 on the ranking.
Okay.
All right, let's just put that out there. Buhari begs World Bank, IMF, security agencies for support. Okay, he's at the ONGA in New York there, and he's been talking to the global body. Is he selling Nigeria enough? Do you think?
I think it's not a matter of really selling Nigeria enough. I think he enjoys love in the international community, even more than
love and respect.
love and respect. Yes, and that's born out of the fact that a lot of people believe that the president will not steal, and corruption has become the major challenge of Africa. So if we are coming out to have a president who the international community can, to a certain extent, believe that this person is not corrupt, then it's not as a product of him marketing the nation very well. It's just the fact that the people love his demeanor, they love his stance.
Some have called him Nigeria's Mandela.
Of course, when it comes to corruption, there's no point comparing. But when it comes to corruption, this man stands out in the pack of leaders.
All right. We are against time, but let me just run through this. We may not analyze. This day newspaper, APC subdues PDP, INEC declares Oyetola winner of Osun governorship race, and Ambode inaugurates campaign organization, trains ward agents, Buhari rallies IMF, World Bank for repatriation of stolen funds. Okay. That's
and the Daily Trust, I'll run through too. APC's Oyetola wins in Osun as Adeleke cries foul. Telecoms industry loses $3 billion revenue.
all right. I think we have to round off now.
Okay, we'll have to.
Dotun, thank you so much for coming on.
Adios.
Thank you.